Istralajada, wanna bring young Yarber, like a stairward inside of what a flow is imperfect, or if it's something, strudel egg, within your yikes of these comedy X, then is it something marvel, make it and floor this room, vacuum come down from the showering up of what I mentioned before about this torumony, like macaroni only wheels of this automobilian. Then can it be that you were fooling on the channel of Nick or Tim in shorts? Or if that's an old copy of a newsprint, red and blue automobile dealer, then what can be your comport of, like on the Edmonton Fitzgerald of Dalfwama, Yagadams, then is that she jams to a beat that's not heard, like peanut butter wolf of what is when the one time the road runner let him cashew him into what is nuts and macadamians, like plants and avant-garde light coming through cool bracketed lamps of what was our promotional ASCII emotive accents within how it kind of strampoon sax French horn drew its drum and dream of strewn and spitball alert what became on the fizzerp of a waffler of a conics of what is dipping dotish on its dokish of that old bus of magics tricks where that after cereal moment reaches its peak when the sun's not glowing yet when you go to a squola, or if it's something tug guts of what is coming out your freshly re-emerged frosh and frog for those who are not your maon, then what is the male poem of how you got a storm in your week before? If that's only the weather, then what is the predictability? Oh no, the force is probably strengthless. So that's the double bay ads kind of a gator a ball of that Florida team you knew was a season of the fall to be re-strong and user upon a PCU dogger of what I said was bus instead of USB to be its. Now justly you've overponed Monabe, so you need to be strewn along into that darely dare of do not do the bitches of what is your marrow wahoo of long ago forgoven and forgraven and forgiven spokes upon that bespoken shamelessness of how that's good for the soul but can be dangerous, like on a strawberry. Jameson was the Antoine of Washington, like I knew that's a coin as well as a $10 bill, so that cane can holler still with its polished off crush of how it could tonka tonka tong, like drum, 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 drum. I knew it's the glory of its recorded, already re-begun. Then what is the peanut that go besides that macadamia? Like Tim and Eric already swum in a doll. So now fixing the light bulb and say, why you tell me to do this, that? Oh, exactly. I don't know that factory on that news report to tell me that is actually the battery for what is something corn pops delicious of how I am vicious and shivicious like Shiva or Forna Paya Gababa, like I knew my Klondike was more of a Dippin' Dotter than if it's a Dippin' Dotter, then how is the Doppler upon this blopper of return to GAC, a substance that had been featured in commercials around the era of all that in the 90s, kind of like Adult Swim, or if it's the Swami of a Yogabi Gaba, then is it something practically more chalk or strawberry of a marshmallow upon this mountain blue where I sung my dog juice into the way I front tooth my lie of how I sang in the chorus of a chartreuse, nice Viet Saipan of ping tongs of salad to know I was like salute and health to y'all. But if the drawer from the dresser falls and I know I am but rainfall upon a spitball, then is that yet at all? Where's that wisp of what is tall and fra na le amorous, or if it's something but legged to be pa and a spit, then can you track it to the scenery in the movie from which you were inspired, or inspired of a full lobe of a full brain of mandala color comic kinda non-comedic, if it be so beezus and so based in its ways, it's kinda lazy and LASIK to the way the 2000s and 30s have been through a kind of a one-eye thing view, like something you would climb on a nougat of Natula, then how would you know you have been on a gluma of a cloud that had passed when the viewer showed the past of the way you had given up the ape of the Gertrudiaist spiritus of now I know my closet windows knowing the four of how I'm phoned and lost, and I am roost of how I am cocoosed of that Hewlett Packard Rooster brand of cereal, of a smacker of the way it's Terra Triceracaptor shown here on the image I had referred to in the revere of water fount and pound into its corkling on of its unsorely miserable of how it is way too cool to be not even on this last line. You didn't pictoglyph or webbing. I think I'd also premonist it. If it's missed, it's something the white paper finds instead of the blue and red ghostly figurines, or if that's within it the spit of it, then who had even think of it to be its re-impregnation of what is an implement, not a coal stocking orange kind of mixture of a sour patch, a glimmer to be like the stars is what is glitches in figuring out he's not even wisping out this last tug of gutter, the rain coming through the gutter to flutter another undercover, too long overbearing grandmother from Legion on its first scenic where they had the picnic in the sit-downer. I knew I was out of towner at that point where I had been again lost and founder, like founder the nymph of what is a creature of La Druend to be like swish swish swip on the fly swatter. Means I have gotten an offer on that automo thing tonker, like where the salute had translated into salad, of how actually my voice is quite medium loud and new middled into what is the echoless a glong of what is another way of saying prom, or strewn into its dawn. But if it's not the tongue of how you have scraped out a bit of that Cheeto or cracker from your mouth, then is it off pram to be embezzled into a jabber walk where I paced in my thoughts as I strutted out and wrote simultaneously on a piece of paper a completely different flow, but it was ghostly. It was not, well, I found out it was not lost, and it said at the end, rid mod. So if it's modded in its old retroactive, then is it yo cat to be like how it's hip hop, not something English or necessarily said in that southern accent of westerly, east, west, new type of directionless surgeist of what is now unguised and unmasked and unbasked and gotten its plip-plap to be sprint back to where you start at the beginning of the track of the scrubbing jog. Sounds like powwow or something mosh of what is ice cream sound clone the watch, but then better not flop if you was system of a drewed out sketch of tip tap on the old camera shot, or if it is something in